Shiva is not concerned with social norms. He sits on a mountain on a tiger skin, meaning that he has conquered his aggression. Covered in ash and grave dirt. When you cover yourself in them, they keep karmic ties from clinging to your being, from clinging to your life force, to your spirit. This is why you see many yogis covered in ash. But it's also as if we are covering ourselves in the truth. For all that's left is ash, and everything comes from ash. It is a fertilizer and the end result of whatever life has manifested and gone through the process and become its original state once more. Shiva, he is more concerned with meditation, with delving into the truth, oneness, and the stuff of the source. Ideologically, he is a step before the spirit beyond creation, or a step before Brahman, though as a Shakta. And Shiva and Shakti are the same. They're not different. Shaktas and Shaivites know this. But as a Shakta, I usually think of the Divine Mother Kali as Brahman, and them being one. And Shaivites think of Shiva as this. Shiva, the god, the form that is Shiva, is a useful mechanism. It is a conscious force. It is a god, but it is also a useful mechanism. There are many Shivas before the absolute Shiva, many extensions from the source before the absolute source, before Brahman, before the truest reality, beyond duality, beyond formlessness. Those who are drawn to Shiva are usually not concerned with what society thinks or what those who are bound by societal structures think. Shiva and Shakti not concerned with gender norms, with societal caste, with societal function that religion holds. The true religion is a religion of the self that everyone finds for themselves, for their self, the Atman. For the Atman is the soul, and if we were to take a cup of water from the ocean and take it away from the ocean, could we call that any less ocean water than the ocean water that is one, that is whole, that is beyond the shore, in the sea of this vastness? Shiva, to spark desire in him, the gods had to petition. Brahma meditated for 10,000 years. It's usually said between 10,000 and 50,000 years, just to petition the Divine Mother Kali to entice Shiva to become more interested in the world, to open his eyes for meditation so that he would recognize the world and play a part in the world. Once again, these are ideographic forms. They're not always meant to be taken literally, but they help us understand what Shiva is and what this force that is Shiva is. One thing I like about the Sanskrit language is that it's very, first of all, it's constructed. It did not naturally evolve. It was made scientifically with how things manifest in this material universe and in all universes. But Shiva's mantra, one of them, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. You can either pronounce the Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or you could say Om Namah Shivaya. But you'll notice that when you say Om Namah Shivaya, our mouth wants to form the letter A and does it very subtly, in a very small way when we don't enunciate that A. Very subtle way that really gets at what Shiva is. He is subtlety. He is not grossness. He is not attachment to matter or attachment to gaining things, gaining objects, or possessiveness. He certainly is a male figure, but not interested in patriarchy. You could say the opposite of patriarchy because he submits to Kali. This is ideologically seen in Kali taking the reverse position, which is the top position in sex. And sex is, religion is not repressed sex. Manifestation, the world, sex itself is a hint and a connection to a more divine reality. A reality that we might participate in during sex. But sex is just the grossest form of that grander connection that we feel to the source, to oneness, to God, when we join with another. So the reverse position is often mentioned in Puranic texts and Shiva, Shakti, iconography, statues, and temple walls, engravings, things like that. But it hints at a deeper truth. Oneness in matter. Oneness of souls through the joining of each of their matters. And Shiva and Shakti, they are so unconcerned with duality and the traditional idea of good and evil that the Divine Mother is surrounded by jackals. Now in India, the dog is considered kind of I wouldn't say corrupt, but kind of a dirty animal. Just like the cow might be considered a dirty animal in the United States, the dog is considered a dirty animal not to be in the house in India. United States, we love our dogs. I'm sure plenty of people in India do too, but mostly the dog is considered an animal that's to be kept outside, kind of a scavenger. The Divine Mother Kali is surrounded by jackals. Very dog-like animal. And ghosts and demons and poltergeists, goblins, all of these things that usually are considered evil or corrupt or to be left on the fringes of society or outside of polite society. Shiva and Shakti are surrounded by these beings. They see them as the same as other beings. They're not concerned with the idea that the nature of certain beings is evil, because they are beyond that. They're bigger than that. They see the wholeness of even that which most see as corrupt as part of the divine dance. And Shiva is often depicted as the divine dancer. Dancing, his dance is the play between solar systems and galaxies and universes colliding, and all of the suns are these fiery orbs that are just around his image in his statue form. Those are suns themselves. And his divine dance is the dance of the universe. The dance of all relative celestial bodies relative to a central core that is that conscious divine dance at the center of everything. Even if it feels like we're on the fringes, or we're in a very isolated solar system, in a very isolated species, intelligent species. We don't know of other intelligent species that live in this material universe. We don't know of them yet, but they exist out there. But we don't have direct contact with them, the average man per se. There's plenty of yogis that I'm sure have spoken to or had experiences with extraterrestrial in the material universe. But most of us don't have contact with that. But those are a part of the divine dance too, and we feel like we're on the edge of everything and we're not connected to those other intelligent life forms or other life forms in this universe, in this galaxy specifically, or in surrounding solar systems. We feel very isolated, but really no planet, no being is more at the center of things than anything else. At the center of everything is Source, God, Shiva, the spirit beyond creation, Brahman. I'm mixing all of these things because all of these things are similarly relevant to each other in the point that I am making. Now, those of us who are drawn to Shiva and Shakti, we tend to not care about societal structures, gender norms, what is correct to do in a temple, what is incorrect to do in a temple, the relationship between temple grounds and graveyards and houses, and villages, towns, cities. All of these boundaries are so crisp and so solid in the average mind, somebody who is bound by social constructs. But the Shaivite and the Shakta walk through each of these places as if they are the same. And more so in graveyards and cremation grounds, those norms can be broken because we can reach towards the divine in those areas that feel to most people so foreign, so alien, so evil even. But there is deep truth in places where the human body is going back to its first form, back to ash, back to fertilizer that will fertilize the earth so that crops can grow, so that those crops can be consumed, and so that more people, that food can be made into people in the stomachs of women. There is a divine cycle, and everything is divine. These sectioning off of society in the mind and in the way people act in society, they are constructs that are useful only as far as they help human beings realize the self and function in harmony in relation to one another, not in abuse to one another, not in control of one another, not in authority in relation to everybody who the authority is over. Society is useful only in the sense that it can connect us and help us on our journey to realize the true human potential that we all have, and we all have in a very unique and individual way. And that's why it's important to find God yourself and not just follow people, not just listen to what they say, not just follow their example, but find your own way of being. Find your own way toward the source, to your idea of the source and your understanding of the source. Outside of what you are told, how you are told to pray, how you are told to say mantras, what prayers, and what God looks like in the names of God. Find your own names, and in that you will find your own truth. There is so much to Shiva and Shakti, and they are one, and they are within us on an atomic level and on the level of the soul, which is one in every single human being. I hope this wasn't too much of a rant. It kind of was, but I hope that some of these ideas made sense. I hope that they were interesting. Like this video, it really helps out the channel. Feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Feel free to share this wherever you like. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. Jai Ma, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.